Good day, everyone, and welcome to Compliance Clips, where we get together with specialists from various areas related to transportation safety and compliance for commercial highway carriers. Today, we're talking with Amit Bhargav of EnviroApps. Amit, welcome to Compliance Clips. Why don't you take a minute to just introduce Amit and your EnviroApp solution for shipping TDG?
Good day, Rick, and good day, everyone who's watching. So, EnviroApps is providing a solution to help save lives and make lives easier through paperless TDG shipping documents.
Okay, well, this sounds really interesting. I love the opportunity to get rid of paper and to automate processes because it eliminates a lot of problems and errors. But just to take a second, if I'm not wrong, you're a chemical engineer. And, what is it that brought you to the transportation of dangerous goods?
Yeah, great question. So, as you said, I'm a chemical engineer. I grew up in India and I've been in the industry for more than 24 years now in Canada. And I started working in the energy sector and came across this problem. I owned the problem of paper waste manifesting, and it was so frustrating to be dealing with that paper process that I teamed up with my high school buddy and tried to solve this problem.
Okay, well, you mentioned our favorite regulatory agency there, Transport Canada, who's not really known for being overly flexible, nor have they historically, as I can remember in my years in the industry, been overly open to the concept of digital documents. So, how and when did Transport Canada take the step to launch this initiative?
So Transport Canada was, in my opinion, the people I've talked to, they've been super progressive in their thinking, and they pushed this idea to create a sandbox. This is a very novel approach from a regulator, because this is like without changing the regulations, without going through the motions of changing the regulation, you enable companies, the industries to try it, and then when they try it, they learn from it. Regulators learn from it, and so when they move, if they're satisfied that they're going to move in this direction, if it makes sense, then they can change the regulation once and for all, rather than having unintended consequences and several iterations of the regulation.
Perfect. So, just for those who aren't familiar, a sandbox is kind of a term that we use for running a trial or a pilot project that's electronically based. So, we've got a situation where we're in the middle of a pilot project that's being sponsored by Transport Canada to digitize the transportation of dangerous goods documents. Are there any specific requirements for a highway carrier who wants to participate?
Absolutely. Of course, the biggest one being equivalency. So the whatever the highway carriers are proposing must meet the equivalent level of safety as paper shipping documents, right? How are you going to make this work? So they basically have a process where you apply to Transport Canada to get the equivalency certificate, and Transport Canada is going to ask the highway carrier to show them how they're going to enable this and have the equivalent level of safety. Once they're satisfied, and we've gone through this process twice with our clients, and once you have done that, you can basically get that certificate.
So it sounds like that might be a somewhat lengthy application. And every time we deal with dangerous goods, we've got regulatory guardrails all around the event. So would it be fair to say that, and we're going to provide the link to anyone who's interested, that actually making this application might take more than 5 minutes, and this is something you could assist with?
Definitely. So we've got lots of experience in this area, having helped other clients, and we are happy to share our learnings. The link that you mentioned takes you to the Transport Canada website, where you can learn more about it. But when it comes time to make an application, it is definitely it's not overly lengthy, but the proof is the key thing there is that you have to show and convince Transport Canada that you're providing a system that will work. So that's the key, and that's where we can help if you're struggling with the application or convincing Transport Canada.
So using Emit and EnviroApps as a part of your application is going to certainly streamline the process. Is that what I'm hearing?
Definitely, yeah. This is like for us, it's a matter of a few weeks versus it could be months for somebody starting new. Definitely, experience helps.
And that's from the time that you complete the application until you get approval when you're talking about the weeks and months, just so that everyone's clear. Okay, what kind of feedback are you getting from your clients with respect to the deliverables of EnviroApps?
Yeah, so far the experience has been great. Some of the things that they never realized, things like, getting paid faster. So when you have invoicing, you can now attach that proof of delivery electronically instead of waiting for that paper to come back from the field. It can shorten your cash cycle place, right? So there's the overall. We've seen our clients save anywhere from $20 to $50 per shipping document.
$20 to $50 per shipping document. Wow. Yeah. Okay. And you mentioned, we've mentioned, and we've talked about this before, you and I, the integration of your app with the standard transportation management solutions that carriers are using. Your app has APIs which can interface with all or the majority of transportation management solutions. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So we have already proven that integration, and there are huge benefits to such an integration because, if you look at the latest information from Transport Canada Blitz in June of this year, there are 10% of the non-compliances are due to the errors and inconsistencies in shipping documents, and those can be easily eliminated when you automate the system. If you have data in your TMS or in enterprise resource planning software, ERP, we can integrate with those systems and bring that data across to create the shipping document without having anybody enter any data again.
Excellent. So you and I had a conversation, and this one really intrigues me, and I think a lot of carriers who are in the bulk delivery process will be interested about this, is that your solution is able to update the bill of lading accurately where bulk carriers are making LTL deliveries, such as, for instance, fuel carriers or other liquid carriers, where they need to accurately record what is left in the tanker after a delivery. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. So we've come up with a streamlined version of the TDG shipping document and an electronic bill of lading in one. So what we have done is basically a dynamic update of the document. So as they are delivering, the total quantities per product are being updated, and that data sits in the cloud.
Just to kind of summarize, what I'm hearing is we've got in EnviroApps solution an opportunity to create 100% compliant bills of lading that are updated in real time, that interface with the carrier TMS system, that support emergency responders immediately. And I believe you and I discussed, you had a situation where you ran a trial and the emergency responders were able to access the documentation for a spotted trailer in less than 5 minutes, was it?
Yes, it was actually less than 3 minutes, and out of that, 2 minutes were spent in the identification process. So that's a huge improvement compared to traditional paper methods. I'm not sure. I've talked to several people, but most people tell me it takes them 30 to 60 minutes, and we're reducing that time by an order of magnitude, and every second counts in those situations.
So again, putting it together just as we wrap up, I think insurance carriers are hearing some opportunity here to mitigate and reduce their losses arising from accidents and crashes, because we have instantaneous access to the information that we can provide to first responders. We have the ability to store all of our information in the cloud and access it in the event of an audit. We have a reduction of the stress of identifying that the paperwork is correct at the time that we accept it. We've got reduced opportunities for errors on the part of the drivers and dispatchers. And all of this comes in an app that you have created that interfaces with our TMS. Is that kind of like a quick summary?
Great. You summed it perfectly, Rick, and thank you for that. And just wanted to mention EnviroApps is the first proven solution for transportation of dangerous goods under road transportation.
Right. And, you've been audited by your product's been audited by Transport Canada
twice.
And the results were
green
two
light.
Thumbs up or only one?
Two.
They gave you the pass, right?
Yes.
So you have been through an audit. Your app has been approved, and really, it's just a matter at this point of finding some other carriers who are interested in participating in your product.
Absolutely, we would love to help the industry.
Excellent. We do want to highlight for those carriers who might be interested at this point that this is a Canada-to-Canada solution at this time, although the U.S. is currently exploring the opportunity because they're seeing how this could benefit them in the same case. So while you might not be able to do cross-border shipments now, it's highly likely that in the future this opportunity is going to be there. And if you start working with it now and you work with someone who's got a solution that's been improved, the likelihood is you're going to be able to be one of the first adapters when that hits the road. Is that correct?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Well, Amit, thank you so much for your time. I think that's going to be a wrap for today. We'll be sharing your information at the end of this presentation today on the slide, and people can reach out to you at
www.enviroapps.ca.
Thanks, Amit. Really appreciate your time today.
Thank you for the opportunity.